How are we doing, guys? Thanks for joining me once again. I'm here in my kitchen on a very wet Saturday afternoon. I'm not going anywhere. Right, I made a video about 3 years ago called 20 things you shouldn't do in a go-go bar. And it's just hit, it's had a million views now. It's about 3 years old. It's been quite a popular video. And the Clips channel, Thailand-Bound-Clips, what we're doing is we're taking long videos and just cutting them down to small 5 to 10 minute segments. And recently I released a video called the Go script, which was taken from that from the full video on my main channel, Thailand Bound. If you're one of those people who watched the Go script, it's now had 200,000 viewings. It's done very, very well again. If you want to see the full video, I'll leave a link in the description and you can go off and see the rest of the tips that I tell you about. It's had some quite controversial comments, some good, some not so good, and the ones that are not so good, the last one especially, I'll read out to you. I'm going to keep that for the last because that's kind of like a personal attack on me, so I will read it out, but I'll leave that one right to the very end. Okay, so I've took about a dozen, maybe 10 of your comments here. There were so many comments I couldn't possibly read them out, but I've taken about 10 and I'm going to go through these and I'm going to give you an opinion on each comment. I'm allowed an opinion, right? Everybody's allowed an opinion on the comment that you've been left. So the first comment that was left on the clip video, the nearly 200,000 views, the Go script, was by Eugene UAF. He said, "There's no need to ever bring a Bangkok bar girl to the islands. That's like bringing sand to the sea. There's plenty of nice girls already there just waiting for you to arrive." So in theory, that is actually true, but in reality, sometimes it's not. And let me explain. So if you go from Bangkok to, say, Pattaya, yeah, there's thousands of girls. If you want to have a holiday girlfriend, not a problem at all. But you get guys who'll go to places like Koh Samui, Koh La and other places like that, and they think in the same way. But the problem is, when they get to these destinations, sometimes the pickings are very, very slim. And I know guys who have said, well, I'm not going to take a girl with me. I'm going to find a girl on the island and hang out with her for a few days. And they've been on their own or with their friends because, you know, there just hasn't been, there hasn't been much to choose from there. So again, in theory, his comment is kind of right, but in another way, it's not, because at least you know what you've got when you take her from Pattaya or Bangkok. Mr. Jim Tim Slim, he said, "I don't mind. I tell her the same thing. I'm on holiday looking for a good time, looking to spend money, looking for a short time. I want them to be keen and I don't mind paying. I'm not a cheap guy. If they're pretty young and enthusiastic, I'll pay." And that's fair enough, isn't it? If you come here on holiday and you're looking for a good time and you find a girl who's got a bit of life in her and she's all enthusiastic, why not reward her, right? I mean, you know, she put the effort in. She deserves to be rewarded. The next one is from Nakatash, 1977. "I can never understand the guys who go to Thailand for 2 weeks holiday, meet one girl and stay with her for the entire 2 weeks. It's like going to Disneyland and spending all your time on the first ride you try." Well, not exactly. People are different, and a lot of guys, they don't like to take a different girl every day because you have to go through the same routine. What's your name? How long have you worked here? You know, this sort of thing. And what happens is guys will go to Pattaya for 2 weeks, meet a girl on his first night there. She's a lot of fun. She's good in the aerobic section, as it were. She's showing him around, saving him money when he goes shopping, and he might really enjoy her company. And for that reason, he's thinking, look, why should I take a chance? Tomorrow I might get a bad one, or the next day I might get a bad one. This one's a lot of fun. She's good at what she does. I enjoy her company. I'm just going to stay with her. We're all different, right? The next one's from Randolph Pickle 4482, some of these names. "Many of these bar girls will also say they're single when they're not. They have a boyfriend and a small child." Where they're trying to make as much money as they can, and the one next to her is the same age, but she's got a kid and a husband. Which one are you going to choose? So it's kind of obvious that they're going to tell you they're single because it's going to help them get higher returns, isn't it? Rather than tell you she's already had kids and what have you. Doggy Dog Woo Woo 1233. "The game is fun the first few times, but after 20 years, I won't even answer hello from a bar girl. Just watch the fun and pay for short time, job done." And he's right. You know, when I used to come here on holiday, on vacation, You go around the go-go bars, you spend all night in go-go bars, you're chatting to ladies, and it's great fun. But you know, when you live here and you've been doing it for 20 years, it gets very boring. And in fact, the last time I went to Nana Plaza was probably 18 months ago. I think I went to Soy Cowboy about a year ago, but I went to Country Roads, watch a live band there. And when I go to Pattaya, which is quite rare now because I'm choosing Hua Hin over Pattaya, I'll go to Jump Tea and spend my time in Jump Tea. And I don't really do the bars too much. It's hard for some guys to understand. They're like, wow, you're in Thailand, how can you not you know, be a monga? But it does wear thin after a while. And don't forget, I'm getting quite old now as well, aren't I? Okay, next comment on that video was from Steve O2198. He says, I like to lie and pretend that I'm on holiday and it's my first time. Good fun to play the game, then I always mess it up by talking Thai. So I used to do that as well sometimes when I visited. The problem is they've got very good memories of Thai girls, and once they know that you can speak Thai and you've been here a while, they just won't want to know you. And if you're going to go to that bar regular, it's probably not a good idea, but it is kind of fun. You know, you go in, the girl comes up and she's, oh, you know, what's your name? How long you here for? Have you been here before? And you're like, no, it's my first time. I arrived today. I've never seen anything like this. And you know, you can have a bit of fun with it like that. And then at the end, you ask for the bill, or you say something in Thai, and you'll see her eyes light up and she'll say, I have to go and dance now, or I'll go toilet. It can be fun, but you've got to be careful as well. The next comment is from Clive Benson. Your skin colour gives it away when you arrive. No suntan is the #1 giveaway. The girl will make a beeline for you. Well, don't forget, a lot of the guys who come here, they're not white. You know, I mean, it's an international crowd that come to Thailand now. So I'm not sure about that, but I'll tell you an interesting story. I was talking to a bar girl one time, and she said, well, we know when guys are married because what they do when they come here, they take their wedding ring off, and when they arrive here, they've got the wedding ring on, and the skin goes quite dark very, very quickly. You know, maybe in a day or so, the color difference is there, and then they'll go to Pattaya or somewhere, take the ring off, and they look at. If you've ever been in a bar and a girl looks at your finger like this, she's looking to see if you've got the white line, and that's how they know. They're not stupid. Okay, TX189. Why do people go to these places where you know they're going to scam you? Isn't there better places to go? Well, it depends what you're going there for, isn't it? A lot of guys come to Thailand because they like to go to Nana Plaza. They like to go to Soy Cowboy. They like to go directly to Pattaya. So, you know, who wants to come here and sit in an English pub or an Irish pub? You know, and you don't have to be scammed. You need to know how the scams work. And take care of yourself and your bill and things like that, and you can have a perfectly good evening out without being scammed. But in answer to your question, why do they go in these places? Because they're different. They don't have these kind of places, not in the UK anyway. This next one is from Expat Moscow. What if you're a bar find? What if you bar find the girl and discover she's having it's her time of the month, basically, woman's time of the month? Do I get a refund? Well, in all honesty, most bar girls, they won't go with you if it's their time of the month. They'll actually be straight with you and say, look, I can't go out because it's the time of the month. They'll sit and have a drink with you, but they'll be honest. I suppose there are times where she could actually start her time of the month when she's already been bar fined by you. I haven't personally experienced anything like this, so unfortunately I can't ask you. But I do know they will tell you if it's their time of the month. One-Eyed King. Are there just normal bars where you can approach girls on a night, not adult escort bars? Well, of course, especially in Bangkok, there's a lot of normal bars, as you put it. There's cocktail bars, there's jazz clubs, there's nightclubs, there's English pubs, Irish pubs. I mean, you've got everything here. But the biggest problem here is the language barrier, okay? When you go into a normal bar, you go into a Thai nightclub, for instance, if you're not as old as me, maybe you'll say 45, you go into a Thai nightclub and you try to chat to a girl. One, she'll always be with a bunch of other girls, her friends, so she doesn't want to lose face by being picked up by a total stranger, especially a foreigner who sticks out. And she won't speak the language unless she's very, very highly educated, and the chances of her going on a date with you are very, very slim. So the bottom line is, if you come here and you want to have a holiday girlfriend, then the easiest way is just to go to the bars. If you live here full time, then yeah, it's possible to date. You won't, I'd say it's near on impossible to pick somebody up in a bar here, a normal girl. If you want to find a proper girlfriend here, your best bet is the dating sites like Badoo and Tinder. You've got to be careful because there are a lot of rogues, scammers and things. But I know a lot of guys here who have got very nice girlfriends, and most of them, they met them on Tinder or Badoo or something like that. Okay. RDQ9C. What do I tell a girl when my name is absolutely not pronounceable for Thais? Well, you just make one up, don't you? I used to have a stage name, right? So when I say a stage name, when I used to go out with friends to the bars and the girls would say to my friend, what's your name? They'd say to me, what's my friend? I always called myself David. I said, my name's David. You know, it's actually Peter, right? But the reason for that is I didn't want to be walking down Sukhumvit Road with my wife and one of these guys calls out, hey, Peter, are you coming back to the bar tonight? It's unlikely they'd do that, but I used to just use a false name, and you can do the same. I used to go into a lot of bars and they'd say, what's your name? And I'd say Saddam, you know, and they'd roar with laughter, but I think that joke's a little bit old now. Okay, this is from Greg Miller, 4387. If you're an older guy, why else would a young woman want anything to do with you if you're over 25? You should know this. Well, the majority of guys do know this. They're not coming here for long-term relationships. They're coming here to have holiday girlfriends. That's a polite way of saying it. You know what I'm saying, right? So they'll come here and they'll spend an evening with a girl. And of course they understand it. And the girl, it's a transactional deal. The girl wants to make money and the guy wants a one-night stand, as it were. Right, let's move on to, I've got four more. I'll keep the best one for last. These are three of my favorites, okay? So this one is, I married one of them, laugh out loud, 3 kids, and 20 years later, has not been smooth sailing. There's been many ups and downs, but still puts out like the day I met her. Met her in Koh Samui, where I was working for 4 years. She's a country girl from Isan, where I find the girls there are less mercenary and most of them are looking for a husband. She supported me financially when I was between jobs, which is rare as hen's teeth. If anyone is thinking of marrying a Thai woman, be prepared, as they thrive on drama like their stupid soap operas. So well done to him. So it just shows you can actually find a diamond in the rough. Maybe to the guy who left the comment, where can I find a decent girl, or don't they have bars? Maybe go up to Isan, hang out in Khon Kaen or Chiang Rai or somewhere. See how you do up there. This one is from John Gerard, 3218. If a bar girl ever calls you and tells you that she's got pregnant, just say that's impossible, honey. I got a vasectomy 10 years ago. She will hang up and call the next sucker. But I strongly advise to use protection for health reasons. I agree with that comment. Absolutely, you should protect yourself. And CJack 2020-003 answered, a girl tried to pull that on my buddy, not knowing he actually had a vasectomy. He still didn't reveal it to her. He said, okay, we'll go to the hospital and we'll get a DNA test. Guess what? She moved on. 2 more to go now, right? Okay. If you've been alive for at least 4 decades, you'll realize that the world is full of people who want something from you but don't care about what you want. It's rare to find people who are genuinely interested in having a meaningful relationship with you, but if you do find such people for friendships and romantic relationships, you ought to hang on to them. You don't want to ever ruin relationships. Quite true. And then KRMP, I can't read the word out. He just replied that and said, that's true, but if you're looking for a genuine companionship, the only way is by offering genuine companionship. It goes both ways. Yes, you might be investing in the wrong person, but there is no other way. Thai bar girls are probably not the place to find that, though. Absolutely right. There has been the rare case, though, of guys who have met girls in bars and struck lucky. It doesn't happen very often, but it's not impossible. It does happen. Okay, right. This is my favourite one of all. The username is samspade2824. Okay, so he's talking about me personally now. Okay, he's obviously the videos come up on his feed for some reason. He's not a watcher of Thailand-Bound, but he happened to watch this video and he left a comment. I've deleted it now. I should have actually left it on there for you guys to read, but I'll read it out here. I printed it out before I deleted it. He said, it's people like you who encourage aerobics tourism to Southeast Asia. These poor he didn't use the word aerobics, by the way. That's me just keeping it clean for YouTube. So you know what I mean with the word aerobics, right? I'll start again. It's people like you who encourage aerobics tourism to Southeast Asia. These poor girls are trafficked into the bars and then used by foreigners like aerobic slaves. Well, I couldn't disagree with that. That's absolutely not the case. So I'll address the first part of his comment about me encouraging aerobics travel from Europe and America and all the rest of it. No, I don't. I've never made a video promoting it. I've never said, come out here. There's thousands of girls to choose from. I don't make videos like that. The videos I make like this are to help guys who come out for the first time and they might not be aware of the kind of scams that go on, what goes on the bar, how the bills can be padded. And that was the whole point of, you know, these kind of videos. It's, if you're coming out here and you've watched videos about Thailand, you think, wow, I'd like a piece of that action, I'm going to come out, then you're armed with the information, aren't you? So I'm not encouraging people. I'm not saying come out here and, you know, take all these girls out the bars, but I'm saying if you come out here, then these are things you need to look out for. And what was the other thing he said? These poor girls are trafficked into the bars. Well, they're absolutely not. I mean, you can ask these girls, I'm not saying it never happens. Of course, there might be the odd case, but not really in the Farang style bars, I shouldn't think. That would probably go on more in a kind of Thai entertainment environment. But you can ask these girls themselves. I mean, most of them, the majority of them come from Isan because it's rural, it's quite poor. A lot of them have got children, they've got families to support. They can go and work in a factory and earn 300 or 400 baht a day. You work that out in your currency, in your local currency, excuse me. Or they can go and work the rice paddies in the boiling, you know, in the heat of the day, wrapped up so they don't go brown. And again, 300 or 400 baht a day. Or they can go down to pattaya and work in a bar and make, you know, I've known girls down there to make 50 to 100,000 and more a month. I mean, if you were one of them, what would you want to do? It's as simple as that. These people who send me messages saying, you know, they're trafficked and they're being abused and, you know, they're all miserable and, you know, people like me are encouraging it. I honestly think a great proportion of them, this isn't sexist, I truly believe a big proportion of them are Western women who have never been here. And if it's guys, again, I think it's guys who have never been out of their own country. So, you know, that's how it is. You know, people come out here for a good time and I'm just trying to help them. I've been coming out here a long time. I've lived here for a full 3 years this time around. And if I can share my knowledge with guys who are coming out here for the first time, even if it saves one guy from getting scammed, then it's a good job done, right? Okay, that's it. I'm dying to see what you've got to say on this, on these comments. If you've got something you'd like to add, drop it in the comments below, and I will get back to you. And again, if you know the video I was talking about there on Thailand-Bound-Clips called the Go 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 script. Again, if you want to see the full 35-minute upload on Thailand Bound, my main site, there is a link in the description below, and that gives you 20 things that you shouldn't do if you visit a Thai go-go bar. And that same video could probably be taken into account for many Asian countries. Okay, that's it from me this time around. Thanks for listening to me again. I'll be back for another video real soon.